For decades, driving meant shifting gears by hand. Press the clutch, move the stick, feel the car respond. But today, manual transmissions are disappearing. Once common in everyday cars, they're now rare. So what happened? Why did manual cars almost vanish? And why did automakers stop offering them, even though many drivers still love them? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Automatic transmissions got better, much better. Early automatics were inefficient. They wasted fuel, shifted slowly, and gave drivers less control. Manual transmissions were simpler, cheaper, and more efficient. For a long time, manuals actually got better gas mileage than automatics. But that changed. Modern automatic transmissions now have 8, 9, even 10 gears. They shift faster than any human can. They're computer-controlled, optimized for fuel efficiency, emissions, and performance. In many cases, automatics now outperform manuals in every measurable way. Better mileage, faster acceleration, smoother driving. That alone removed one of the biggest reasons to choose a manual. Then there's traffic. Modern driving is very different from driving decades ago. More congestion, more stop-and-go traffic, longer commutes. Using a manual transmission in heavy traffic is simply more work. For many drivers, convenience won. Automatic cars are easier, and most buyers choose what's easier. Safety regulations also played a role. Modern cars rely on advanced driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, lane keeping systems. These technologies are easier to integrate with automatic transmissions. Manual transmissions complicate things. As safety systems became standard, manuals became harder and more expensive to support. Cost matters too. Every transmission option costs money to design, test, certify, and manufacture. If only a small percentage of buyers choose manuals, automakers have to ask, is it worth it? For many models, the answer became no. But there's another factor that rarely gets talked about, and it has nothing to do with technology. It has to do with consumer behavior. Automakers know something interesting about manual transmission drivers. They tend to take better care of their cars, yet they're more involved, more attentive, more invested. Manual drivers are often enthusiasts. They maintain their vehicles more carefully, and they tend to keep their cars longer. From a consumer perspective, that's a good thing. From an automaker's perspective, it's not ideal. Car companies don't just want you to buy a car. They want you to buy another car, and another, and another. Drivers who keep their vehicles for a long time don't replace them as often. They don't cycle through new models as quickly. They don't generate the same repeat sales. So while no automaker will openly say it, manuals don't align well with a business model built on frequent upgrades. Automatic transmissions, on the other hand, fit modern ownership patterns better. They appeal to a wider audience. They're easier to drive, and they're more common in leased vehicles, which are replaced every few years. Electric vehicles accelerated this shift even further. Electric cars don't have traditional transmissions at all. No gears, no clutch, no shifting, just instant torque. As EVs become more common, manual transmissions simply don't fit the future of mainstream car design. None of this means manual transmissions are bad. In fact, many drivers still prefer them. They offer greater engagement, more control, a stronger connection to the car. That's why manuals still exist in certain sports cars and enthusiast models. But they're no longer built for the average buyer. So manual transmissions didn't disappear because they failed. They disappeared because the world around them changed. Technology improved, driving habits shifted, business models evolved, and convenience won. In the end, the decline of the manual transmission isn't really about gears. It's about how people drive, how companies sell cars, and what modern drivers value most. And once you understand that, the manual transmission stops feeling outdated. Instead, it feels like a reminder of a different era of driving, one where the driver was more involved, and the car demanded a little more attention in return. This has been Questions Answered. If you've ever driven a manual, do you miss it? Let me know in the comments. And if there's a question about everyday technology or culture you've always wondered about, suggest it below. It might become a future video. If you enjoy learning how everyday things work, consider subscribing to Questions Answered. Thanks for watching.